It is the job of the WTO to make the trading system work better for all. And therefore, it is crucial that we fully understand the impact of changes in the trading system, particularly arising from WTO agreements. So how do the things that we do here impact the global economy? This year's report focuses on the benefits and challenges of implementing the WTO's Trade Facilitation Agreement. All too often, outdated and uncoordinated customs processes slow down the movement of merchandise and raise trade costs to prohibitive levels, especially in developing and least developed countries. Now, by tackling these problems, the TFA will have a big impact on the global economy. You could say that it is the global trade's equivalent of the shift from dial-up internet to broadband. So the TFA has a very unique architecture. Not only will the majority of the benefits accrue to developing and least developed countries, it also provides them with the flexibility to tailor their commitments and their implementation schedules according to their specific needs and their own capacities. The World Trade Report shows, for example, that the full implementation of the TFA could reduce trade costs of members by an average of 14.5%. The report shows that the agreement could have a bigger impact on international trade than the elimination of all remaining tariffs around the world. There is much to gain on the table, especially for developing economies. This underlines the importance of implementing the agreement in full and doing so as quickly as possible. I think that the TFA is a major step forward in global economic cooperation, and that the figures and the figures in this report highlight that quite emphatically.
The interesting thing about the TFA is that the economic mechanism that it tends to work on, by getting rid of unnecessary delays and just essentially wasted costs, has a much bigger effect on potential trade and economic growth than one would expect from just removal of tariffs.
One important question that we try to address here is, why do we need trade facilitation in a multilateral trade agreement? It is possible, for example, for a country to unilaterally undertake trade facilitation reform, and we know that many countries have done this. What then is the added value of a multilateral agreement? Well, there are a number of reasons that we examine in this report, but I would like to highlight just two. One is the coordinating or collective action role that an agreement will have. For implementing members, the adoption of common or similar procedures can diminish the cost required by traders to familiarize themselves with customs procedures in different countries. Finally, the legally binding nature of commitments allow implementing governments to overcome vested interests at home who may not want trade facilitation reform. Our calculation in this report is that on average, TFA implementation would reduce trade costs by about 14.5%.
Uncertainty can also be reduced by maintaining a flexible approach to implementation, so developing countries know they will not be compelled to implement measures that are beyond their capacity. The main source of flexibility in the TFA is its innovative special and differential treatment provisions, which allow members to tailor implementation of the agreement to their circumstances. The Trade Facilitation Agreement Facility will act as a clearinghouse for information and a matchmaker of last resort between bilateral, multilateral aid donors and developing and LDC partners to facilitate the implementation of the agreement.